All right. Uh, this is another video. Like I said, I'm gonna make as many videos as I need to, and it's gonna be about the same thing every time. I don't understand that. It's because what's happening to me is the brain is being rewired and manipulated, and logic is being taken away. But thankfully, I am. I'll always be thankful for the testimonials, and the things that made me understand what this program was all about. It consisted of these YouTube videos from men and women all around the world talking about what's happening to them, making me understanding that this is something obviously systematically done and obviously government related and obviously more of a research and development. And the psyops and the facade that we all get to experience from people who are trying to present a different reality and try to block out what this is really about. As target individual, you have people around you who try to make you accept this fantasy that they think they can make me subscribe, which will never happen. I will never let them escape. You know, you hear a lot of target individual talk about this. You sound like children involved in this, and some people will think it's like the next door 14-year-old kids, and you hear them talk, and they use children, right? Because this technology is that sophisticated that child can be involved in this, and you hear that women talking about it. It's like, you sound like middle schoolers talking to me. Men are saying, like, I think it's my 14-year-old neighbor doing this. There are kids involved in this, you know, or people who are barely adults. Now, and I've seen them in my eyes, like, try to like talk in these ways. It's like it's art, not trash. You work for entities that does horrible things. That does horrible things to even kids, to infants. With me, they always try to play this femme fatale. I'm seeing this guy, right? I don't know him. It's been a while since, like, I don't really know him anymore. Like, when I was a kid, maybe when I was like 12-ish, that's the last time really I knew him. But now I see him on this social media, and he kind of tried to make sign that I know him. Like, I really don't. So it doesn't really affect me when he tried to involve himself. It's like, I don't know you, my friend. Like, I really truly don't know you. Well, even when I was a kid, it's not like I was really close to him. So to see this guy try to involve himself, I'm like, oh gosh. You're not gonna make me subscribe to whatever fantasy you are. Enjoy your what you're saying, but you're not somebody who can make me accept the things that they want me to subscribe to. It's funny because they try to say, oh, you did something to this woman. I'm like, oh, please. These people, what they've done to women is unbelievable. And I'm like, where's this woman that you tell me? You know, they brought this person who was a black woman with a blonde weed and tried to make me think it was this person, which looked nothing like her. These people have tortured so many women, killed them, tormented them, tortured them. And to make me think that you care about this, really? With all the horrible things you guys do to women, I'm going to let you escape into that fantasy? I will never let them live the fantasy. These people use rapes, remote rapes, in other like physical torture to get the result they want. They use raping tactics to break down women. Just like a science fair, like a science project. And they use these same childlike individuals here who wants to live in this fantasy. No, this is our project. Yeah, okay. Yeah, you're the 14-year-old next door neighbor. That's your project. These people have done so much horrible things to women. And some of them are very young doing that. To women and children. And they try to disorient you. It's like, I'm going to watch you getting tortured. It's like, you're going to watch other people getting tortured too, including women. And they try to find anything possible to make you escape from you seeing perspective for what these people are. And they all try to say about this guy, you know, he sounds like, listen, did he see what you guys do to women? Oh, he did. He knows very well. He knows that you guys raped him. Okay, does he know that you guys slowly tortured them till they killed themselves? Does he know that you tortured their children too? Do you blind them? Okay, you make them go deaf? Okay, he knows that. Okay. But he's there because he cares about this woman that you claim that is living her best life, living or doing whatever. But somehow, for the woman that you guys are killing and torturing, suffocating and raping, dying slowly, yes, I'm not gonna let you live your fantasy. And they try to make me think. He make me imagine with something he caught. It's like, okay, well, he's stopping this person from doing this thing, but he's in a program that torture women. No. And he was more of a he filmed it just to try to show himself. Like, this is embarrassing. Come on. Tell my target individual, do not subscribe to this thing. My brain is just ravaged by them. My logic is completely destroyed. All night last night. The nastiness they were making me imagine. It was so disgusting. It was so disgusting. To try to make me imagine kids in a sexual way. There was this viral... Remember this viral thing about this like little black girl that was dancing, do it for the fine. I won't do it. Like, it was just super viral. I remember watching that a million times. It was so cool, so funny, so adorable, wholesome. They were making me imagine this kid in a sexual way. And other kids. Training my brain, rewiring my brain to start perceiving it in a sexual way. It was so nasty. This is what this low-life trash do to people, including women. These trash are pedophiles for forcing people to think in this way. And they work for entities filled with pedophiles. These bottom feeders are just what they are, bottom feeders. I don't know why they come up with the low fantasy to try to come up with this like La La Land fantasy. If I showed you the horrible things, well, I showed you all the horrible stories, what they do to the genitals. Yeasting, frying, zapping, burning them. See the faces of this woman, they like burned through using this directed energy. Women saying there's a lot of women involved in these things. Raping them using this technology where there's nobody around and they're just like getting this whatever feelings and sensations. This woman begging for them to stop. This trash. And they try to be like, master, we're gonna get you. Using their tonality to try to make you accept these things. I can never let them live the fantasy. For this woman they claim they're doing it for, I can. With all these nasty things they have on their hands, with all the horrible things they do, they will torture her. I can never let you live that fantasy. They've done so much horrible things. It's like they've always tried to vilify you and try to play this femme fatale. What do you do? What do you have to say for those women talking about what's happening to them? It's unfortunate, huh? It's sad for them, huh? Oh, their life is just ruined and destroyed, and they be raped every day of their life, and it's over. Right? Oh, this trash will never. And they're like, they speak. I'm gonna say her name. Her name is Coca-Cola. Oh, Coca-Cola. That was rape. It's like, really? You who does, what is it that you do to women? This woman, I'll go find her immediately. Imagine people who rape women and kill them in this fashion, in this horrible, just for this purpose of improving this technology. Try to tell you about Coca-Cola. Who this woman is doing well, doing her thing. I'm not a speck of her, anything in her mind. And they try to come up with this little fantasy like they're like protecting women. What kind of woman you are killing women. You're part of a program that does so much horrible things. The amount of blood of women they have on their hands in this program is and it's not even just killing them. Just killing them is simple. It's slow death. Of slowly breaking them down, which consists of all kind of torture. And these cowards and low life, even children like individuals, can do this remotely. And they think I'm going to ever let them live their fantasy? So what is it that you do to this woman? I cannot, never let them live their fantasy. I'm at work, they try to play the femme fatale, they try to, then. This is one thing. The femme fatale thing about, like, the worst part is the pedophilia type of torture. These tortures that is systematically done to all target individuals. And these bottom feeders that are going through the scripts that these entities have trained them to go through. And try to use these scripts to try to counter reality, which is impossible to counter at this point. You obviously know who's in charge of this. It's not this next door of trash. You know, these people are run by these entities who happen to have a lot of pedophiles. And I'm talking about the DOD and the CIAs and then the DARPA. These are just the trash. I remember seeing this 14, I don't even know she's that young, but a late teen, overweight kid. This like probably blue. Look at me. I'm like, oh, so, yeah, it's your world, your torture. Of course, I know what you're part of. You're just a kid that is involved in this program, like many others. So you're just a child. Who do you think you're torture? Yeah. Just sold your soul to these pedophiles. And stop trying to use Coca-Cola's name when you have all these women that you tortured. You know, I will run to them just to embarrass them. You know how many, I've talked to people I haven't talked for decades. Because they wanted to play, oh, we're doing it for her. I was like, yeah, well, how's your life? Oh, you're doing well with your family? Good. Let me listen to this testimony about what they do to women. And like, yeah, you're going to lose because your brain is ours. No. My brain is not with me anymore. I'm not, do whatever you want to my brain. All last night, they were trying to do this thing. They were doing this pedophilia things non-stop. Making me think of babies, of so nasty. And then forcing me to get perception of this. And you hear this childlike individuals like, hey, it's you. No, it's you. You're going to lose. And you hear that childlike individual. You know she's trained to be doing that. And to them, it's like a game where trying to make somebody accept these pedophilia things. You understand? She's like a freaking teenager, already trained by these entities full of the pedophiles. And now try to like make other people accept these pedophilia things. What do you think is going to happen to this trash? She's not fierce. She's not femme fatalish. She's like she was gasping for air. And she's in a program that can make kids gasp. There's nothing strong about her. It makes her even more coward-like. She does this thing like a coward, of course. Everything about it is cowardly, low-lifeness. There's nothing, it doesn't build a good, like you just trash. You don't bring courage or anything. So these trash are going to grow up to be bigger trash. There's nothing strong. There's nothing dignified. These people torture children and women. So for me, when they try to be like, no, you're spirit, like, listen, these people live a delusional fantasy. And it's funny how they try to make me accept, like, oh, this guy's a good guy. He's not a good guy. He's somebody who wants to make himself perceive as something. Everybody will do what he would done. There was this guy, and I'm going to bring this up just for this purpose, because they're going to try to make you look at somebody and see that person is with us. So that means that she should feel like a bad person. It's like, no, I find myself like a dignified man. I've never found so much dignity in my life than today. I know what you guys have done to women and children. I know what you guys are, and I know that they even try to break you, hurt you every time you see them truly for what they are. They literally start giving you pain points because they want you so bad to believe that they're this femme fatale that protect women. They have killed and fried and raped women. There was this guy, and this guy who I follow. He's a perp, right? And I remember he caught somebody tried to do something to a woman. And he started filming, he was showing, like, it's like, why do you put that on Instagram, first of all? Why? And then, like, you see, it's like, everybody would do that. Everybody would. And it's like, but he's like, that's why he's still with you. Oh. And that's why he's with you guys who torture women? And rape them? This guy's is just an opportunist. He's somebody who wants to make himself, he's like, oh, you look, no. Nobody has to film this. You go help that person that's that. I'm not going to let them live their fantasy. These people live their... I find myself dignified. I see myself... And for Coca-Cola, I pray that she's never put in this program where she'll be destroyed by this low-lifeness that come up with this own fantasy. I hurt you, nobody else. You're in a program that hurt babies and women. This is the kind of trash I'm listening to. You're just a bottom feeder that work for pedos. You're nothing but a cow trash. It's bottom feeder. Try to make me imagine that they have their laboratory. It's our material. Oh. Nasty trash. And then every time I bring the reality, oh, they're gonna castrate you. I was like, I'd rather get my penis cut off in pieces than be in a program that does this horrible thing that you're gonna hear. Even babies. And they try to use this tonality, oh, you castrate. I really run to them. Because I find dignity in this death. You are a coward saying something behind the door. Working a program that does horrible things to babies, to women all around the world. Like I said in TIA 2020. This impacts his infants, children, women, and men all around the world. These trash right here are nobodies that the government contracts that try to use this tonality. Or they come castrate you. I'd rather get my penis cut up than work in a program that does these things. They have these women that try to play like all with the feminists. Oh, what happened to your feminism when you see this woman being fired up and begging for help and try to survive? How many of them you think are dying right now? Oh, no, you guys are different. Trash. No, you're not. You're the same one and you're part of that. You just fund incentives, that you benefits that are provided to you that you want to enjoy. But you want to live your escapism and block out reality. I could never let you live that fantasy. I'm sorry. With me, you understand what you signed up for. I will not let you go into your fantasy just because you use this childlike trash. Whatever gender they are, try to talk again. We are at war, hiding behind the door. Coward, bottom feeder pedos. For all the women and babies you've killed, day in and day out, try to force a man and a woman. Think about children these ways. There's torture, there's all of that burning. I'd rather go through that than having to live in that fantasy. I have never impacted any woman's life in any way negative. Anyway, there's nobody can say, this man done so much. Nobody. You know how hard it is to say that? There is no person in this world who can say, me, this man, have done things to them to ruin their life, to destroy their life. They even think about nobody. Nobody. I can look at myself in the mirror and know there's not a single person who can think he did this to me and ruin my life. Nothing. I'm not a speck of anything to anybody in regard of damaging their life in any ways. I'm not even like, it's just, I'm not perfect. I know my imperfections. But these people who are destroying, raping, frying, tormenting, even women, gonna try to be like, oh, but Coca-Cola, what was it? Was it this? Was it that? It's like, you who do these things to women can never tell me what it was. Because you have too much blood on your hands. Even if it's not even directly, even if you're just new to this program, you know this program does horrible things to women. So the blood in this program, the blood that's spilled every day by this trash. Not even for me, but for all these people, is on you too, because you joined this program knowing that's what's happening. And you wanted to escape with Coca-Cola. She's out here living her life. You think she has no speck out. I made the mistake of trying to like have this conversation. I remember talking to them, and they were like trying to say like what it was. Did you do this? Was it that? I'm like, and I used to have to this back and forth, not knowing who these people are. Now I know what these trash are, and they try to use this guy who just try to show off. It's like, well, what is it to me? He's just like you. He will do this thing to a woman. This is what this program does. You have to be strong. You have to be strong. Because these low lives will live and create any ways of you thinking. And try to rewire to accept these ways of perceiving things. They've done too much things to women. And if I ever forget that, I will easily listen to all the testimonials. They're so bad. They're so bad. It's so nasty. And so, of course, I know my imperfection. I know who I am. And day in and day out, they try to change me into this nastiness of the pedophilia things they do with these babies, black little girls. They try to all babies. Non-stop. Play with my libido. It's like, oh, you're going to get raped. I'd rather get raped every day than be in a program that rapes women, men, and tortures sexually babies, kids, and try to block it out, try to speak over it, disorient you. My rapes is not going to change these people being involved in a program that rapes women. My death is okay. I'm seeing myself just slowly fading away. It's okay. As I fade away, everything else is saying what I need to say. Because the day comes I can't speak, I said enough. You didn't care about Coca-Cola. You just did it because you wanted to use something to create as a shield to protect yourself from realizing what you're part of. You don't care about this woman. You'll kill her, torture her. It's fake that this woman came up and exposed you trash for what you truly are. How many women are you out here for? Is it fake for them too? No. If these people can be tortured and raped every day of my life, who am I? But I'm glad they spoke up so I can see you bare bottom feeders for the pedos and low-life trash that you guys are, killing and torturing women. Can you imagine that it's fake because what you did to her? I was like, what? This woman is living life. Don't even think about me twice. What is it then, what you guys do to women? It's fate that this woman said there's a lot of women being tortured. There's a lot of women doing this to women. What kind of woman are you? And just, no, it's fate. Try to block out all the testimony of all the women they've done this to. It's fate that this woman gave those testimony because I can see them. I was like, if this woman can go through what they're going through and have been going through what they've been going through, I can go through it too. These bottom feeders, cowardness, you see them laughing, little nothing. They will do these horrible things to children and women. You should see how fraudulent they are. Oh, you care about, you're here for Coca-Cola. Oh, really? Yeah. You're avenging her, huh? You look at this trash. How many women are guys? Oh, no, it's your money, huh? That's the core of this fantasy. You see them for the low-life, fraudulent pedos that they are. They're like, oh my God, they're going to rape you. They're going to put things in your butts. I was like, listen, there's nothing's going to change that. You're part of this that does horrible things to women. You don't give it. And they want you to accept all this version of reality they put together. The pedophile things they do 24/7, nastiness. Try to rewire your brain, this nastiness. And then it's like, no. For this woman, it's like, oh my gosh. For Katrina, the woman that woke up bleeding from everywhere, sick, throwing up, tried to get a rape kit refusal because the doctor, who was a woman, by the way, refused to give that to her. What is that again? And to talk about me, who would talk all morning, then ask me for breakfast. No. Mm-mm. If I did something wrong to her, we're not going to come from people who are involved in these things that do horrible things to baby and women. Never. And to whatever clown that was trying to make me. Death comes to all of us, but no, I have dignity in this. I'm not gonna let you escape into this fantasy. However you try to create my brain, I'm not aligning what's going on in my brain. I understand I can't control that. If you think I have doubt about it, listen to what I'm gonna listen to today. And understand what I see for the trash and fraudulent shit that these people are. And for the pedophilia things. Oh. Whatever you want to use it for, as a tool or to break me down or whatever, it's just a fate. Talk about fate. That as you try to make me accept these nasty things that you work in day out to make me, to condition me to experience, it's fate that those entities whose money, whose technology, whose material, whose resources are being used to do this thing to me and many others are filled with pedophiles. And these bottom feeders, these nobodies living in the neighborhood, like whatever, coming up, no, it's our material, yeah, okay, are here trying to get you to accept these things. You've been humiliated. There's no probing of whatever you're going to say that's going to change that. Nothing. Forever you are here, it's fate. That while I'm hearing about what the bunch of pedos that run these entities, what this next door neighbor or some of the kids like trash who are supposed to make me believe that this is their money. to all target individual, nobody's perfect. But people who have done these things to people, who are raping, torturing, frying, tormenting, experimenting on men, women, and children all around the world, should not be the one trying to vilify you. And whatever BS they try to come up to try to make you accept this thing, do not subscribe to it. For me, I know. I pray daily. I pray every day, or I try to. Or when I pray, I always say, please don't let Coca-Cola be a victim of this trash. Because her life will be destroyed. This trash will destroy her life and rape her. And do all these horrible things they've done to women. So to all my target individuals, stay strong and know that justice will be done.